Disney might not be in as great a shape as we once thought, Jeff. They might also need that $1 a month paycheck from Donald Trump. We talked about this the other week where we were like, oh, Disney's like just fucking massive. And it's true, they're likely to be perfectly fine. However, they're not doing as well as most people probably would have thought, including us. According to a new report, they are burning upwards of $30 million a day and took out a $6 billion loan at the end of March. Netflix currently is actually worth more than Disney, as Netflix's stocks continue to go up and Disney's continue to fall. Disney's last dropout, I think, was somewhere in the neighborhood of between 2 and 3% at the end of the day. So right now, Netflix, technically, bigger market cap than Disney.
Not worth more, though.
Well, as far as the stock market's concerned, the market cap is bigger for Netflix than Disney.
Okay, so there's multiple reasons for this. All right,
yes.
So it's not that they're burning $30 million a day; it's that they're losing $30 million.
Well, that's what I mean. They're not physically taking money out of their bank accounts and burning $30 million, but they're losing $30 million a day.
So I've looked into this, and Disney is not in trouble. Like, I mean, it's not good.
Yes,
but it's not like they're going to go bankrupt and fold or some shit.
No.
What they did is they brought Bob Iger back.
Yes.
So he's coming back as basically a consultant.
Just when they thought he could get him out, he's right back in.
Right now, he's there to appease to make. When Bob Iger's there, everybody feels comfortable. They know they're in good hands. Things are going to work themselves out.
Fuck that other Bob. We want Bob Iger.
We want Bob Iger.
Yeah.
So a couple of big things have happened over the last little bit when it comes to the movie business, Disney, everything. So
Space Godzilla.
The main reason why they are losing upwards of $30 million a day is because the movies are not actually the biggest earner for Disney.
Merch.
It is the Disney parks and cruise ships. Those are the biggest Disney earners.
The cruise ships, really?
In the company. Yes.
Wow.
Huge money. And they're actually building, as we speak right now, they were building a couple more Disney cruise ships somewhere, which has obviously halted production on those. Cruise ships are bringing in massive money for Disney. And, well, neither of those things are going right now. But Trolls have just come out. Trolls 2 or whatever.
Trolls 2, which I didn't know Trolls 1 was good enough for a sequel.
Yeah, so Trolls 1 made, I hate making up numbers, but I think it made around $40 million opening weekend.
Okay.
Trolls 2, straight to digital. So because of the whole Corona thing, they still released it. This movie made $90 million.
So how do they calculate that?
So this is from rentals. So they have it had it for digital rent.
Oh, okay.
This movie made a fuck ton of cash. So now Disney has got to think, okay, is this going to change the game completely when it comes to straight to digital? Because obviously,
this is what we talked about last week. We talked about this being a thing.
Well, right now, they made that much because it's Corona. Everybody's home, right? So obviously that number is, but this can be the time where they're training people to now want to watch. You spend $20 on a rental. Your whole family can watch it. Or maybe they can buy it on digital for $29.99 or something. This movie made a fuck ton of money, which has Disney thinking, well, why don't we do more of this shit? So Bob Iger and this is all speculative. This is for, things that I've been hearing through my not through my sources, but from people that I watch.
I know a guy who's got a guy.
I have my sources. But essentially, they might be changing the whole landscape, and we think, or these people think, and I believe that Bob Iger is going to come in and change fundamentally how Disney is being ran. I actually think Bob Iger has said that because, believe it or not, Disney is a in-person business. they make the vast majority of their money from physical people buying merch, going to theme parks, going to cruise ships, and being in person.
That's their highest margin.
When the pandemic is happening, nobody is out there. Hence why they're losing $30 million upwards a day. So they are in works now to fundamentally change how dependent they are on physical business. And seeing as though this movie made the type of money that it did, I think we're going to see the way Disney releases things. And this movie is going to end up going on Disney Plus eventually as well. So they could start releasing these movies on digital or even both. They could go, okay, we're going to release it in theater and we're going to release it on digital at the same time for this period. And then eventually it'll go on Disney Plus. Or maybe if you want to buy the movie and you're a Disney Plus membership owner, or you want to rent it, if you're a Disney Plus membership owner, maybe you get a discount on that rental. Maybe you get a discount on buying it. Or maybe if you rent it, if you then purchase it, you get a discount. So there's a lot of things that they could do.
This is literally all we talked about last week, was like all the various ways the model could change because of the of this situation, right? And
it's crazy.
And yeah, like, yeah, it's everyone's at home, and so 90 million for Trolls 2 sounds inflated, but is it really over 2 times?
No.
Inflated?
No.
I doubt that's the case. And this is Trolls 2. I mean, this is not exactly a high volume fucking movie.
This isn't Frozen 2. This is Trolls 2.
And so my question to you, Jeff, is, because I'm going to say it's going to happen, is which Marvel movie is the one they dip their toes in the water to test how far this model can be pushed? Is it Ant-Man? Is it I'm thinking it's either Ant-Man or it will be fucking Black Widow. What do you think?
I don't think it's going to be Black Widow because they changed the date for it.
Oh, did they?
And I think, so I think Black Widow is too much of a theatrical release. I think they got a lot on it. It could change. Like if this pandemic keeps going for months on end, because they're thinking that potentially the theaters could open up in July.
That's going to be a no.
Even if, it's probably not going to, but even if they did, people are still not going to go to the theater the way that they were before this pandemic right away. There's going to be tons of guys like you and I that are going to be like, I ain't going to no fucking theater for quite some time, period.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to think the same way. So the theaters, even when they reopen, they're still going to be hurting for business one way or another. I think your Ant-Man 3 thing, which might not even happen now. Do we not remember that what's-her-face
and she's gone
about the pandemic, and she's gone. So, and you know, movies are so backed up now that movies are going to be like a year delayed. So
I still think they're going to, there still has to be one that they dip their toes in, because if Trolls 2 does 90 mil, you have to think that Bob's sitting there going, okay, fucking hold on now. If Trolls 2 does 90 million, if I release Ant-Man 3 on there, you have to assume it's doing north of $100 million. So, and would Ant-Man 3 do north of $100 million at the box office? Probably not.
I don't think so. I really don't. Black Widow, though, I think will. But you might be onto something, Adam.
Yeah.
I think if there's still a problem going on, they could do both the theater and the digital at the same time for Black Widow.
I think it's going to happen regardless. Is my call. I think regardless. I think because it's just serendipitous, because this has happened and it forced them to do this release, and it was an innocuous movie, Trolls 2. Like, nobody at Disney was going, well, fuck, we have to go straight to digital for Trolls. Nobody gave a fuck. And they see $90 million for Trolls 2. I think
insane,
that by itself changes how they do releases, regardless of when and how this whole thing ends as far as people getting back out to theaters. I think they're going to permanently move into a situation where they will be doing straight to digital releases or co-releases both in the theater and at home. And that's just going to be, I think that's just going to be it. I don't know how you could go from seeing 90 million for Trolls 2 and not want that to be something that you take into consideration for the future. And at least dip your toes in the water. And you have to do it with the big properties, which is either going to be a Star Wars property or a Marvel property. And so I suspect that would be more likely to be a Marvel property because they've got more of them that they're more like throwaways. You don't want to call Ant-Man 3 throwaway, but in the grand scheme of Marvel movies, it is a throwaway.
Yeah.
And then see what happens. And if Ant-Man does opening weekend of straight to digital, $125 million fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, the fact that they have made damn near $90 million
on Trolls 2.
On Trolls 2.
What?
On the opening weekend.
Yes. Fuck.
That's going to change shit.
Yes.
That's just going to change shit, period. That type of money, this movie, bro.
100%.
If this movie straight up just came out normally in theaters and there's no pandemic, this was not making $90 million in the theater.
No.
It just wasn't.
No.
It just wasn't.
No.
This is not going to happen.
It would take them probably 3 weeks to hit $90 million of Trolls 2.
Yes.
If they were lucky.
It would if they were lucky. I mean, well, you know what? The first Trolls, I think, made $350 million worldwide
in total.
Its entire run.
So we're looking at a month.
Yes.
To hit 100 mil, rough. Because it's going to make at least 30% upfront in the first month, and then the rest of the run will come afterwards.
So in 2016, it made 150 million domestically and 350 million in total worldwide.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Now this movie is already now it's what, Thursday?
Yeah.
I don't know what the box office is now. I don't know, but my guess is it's probably already made
north of 100 million easy.
Oh, definitely, 100%. Especially with all the press and shit that this is getting. Definitely, it's probably breaking the 100. It's probably already made.
Can you imagine a straight to digital Black Widow? The amount of money that would be made in the opening weekend on a straight to digital Black Widow.
I think. At this point, if they released Black Widow on digital like next week,
bro, that's a $200 million opening weekend.
Well, that's a lot. I mean,
Trolls 2 did 90.
That's true.
Black Widow makes $200 million opening weekend.
I think what it is too is it's a kids movie, and there's a lot of kids at home, and parents just want 2 hours apiece.
Sure,
but I would say you might be right, dude. You actually might. I was gonna say around 100 and between 130, 140, 150 million. You might actually be right, dude. If they marketed this thing right and said, you know what, fuck the pandemic, we're releasing this shit on digital, $19.99. Watch it with your whole family.
$30, own it digital,
bro. They make a fuck ton of money. They might actually, it's crazy to think, but they might actually make more money on digital releasing Black Widow now than what they would make releasing Black Widow in theaters.
I believe that.
In say August, September, October.
I believe that.
And the longer they wait, the more movies they're going to go up against when the theaters finally do open.
Absolutely. I believe that.
That might be the play, man. You might be right, bro. They might actually go with Black Widow first. They might do it.
Black Widow might be the one. Because it's a standalone. It's not, I think.
It's just risky for them because they spend a fuck ton of money on these movies, these big budget movies. They're meant to be watched on the biggest screen possible. It adds to the enjoyment of the film. But we're actually at a point now, especially with proof of concept with fucking Trolls 2 World Tour, that they might actually go, you know what, boys? We're already losing up to $30 million a day. Let's see what we can. Fuck it. Let's roll the dice on this. This is a time to experiment.
One of them has to be a dice roll. And because Trolls did 90 mil, they're going to roll the dice. And in all honesty, I mean, what was the budget for Black Widow? Do we know?
I don't know, but my guess is, I'm just going to guess. I'm going to say
150?
150. I was going to say 150, between 150 and 170. Black Widow budget. Between 150 and 200 million.
Bro, so they make that back in a week.
Oh, yeah.
And then some.
Definitely. They could make that in an opening weekend, honestly.
Yes. And so
And
the
you wanna know
gamble right
what's-
now for them is, look, we're in the middle of a really fucky situation. We don't know how people are going to react to going back to theaters even when they do open. We don't know what the competition is going to look like really when Black Widow goes to theaters. It's a standalone. It's for a character that she's popular, but it's not fucking Iron Man.
Yeah.
And we put this
They don't
out.
need to pay the theaters. They don't
We
need
don't
to
need
pay
to pay
the
This is
theaters.
right into our pocket. This is literally directly dollars, no middleman, into our pocket. Big money. We put this out. Trolls 2 just did 90 mil opening weekend. Black Widow.
Yeah. And I mean, they have already spent a lot of money on advertising for this. Like if the movie costs $200 million to make, they're probably $350 million all in right now already. If they just need to release this shit, bro, they'd have all their money back within 2 to 3 weeks. And that's on rentals. Then it's going to go to Disney Plus, and they're going to get more memberships, or they could sell the movie.
And again, like we talked about last week, a lot of some of the fear around releasing stuff direct to video is the assumption that the people that stay at home were going to go to see the movie in the theater in the first place, which might be true sometimes. There is a Venn diagram overlap there, but there's a big section of people who never planned on going to see that shit in theater anyway, that you would make more money than just their monthly pay into Disney Plus, renting it for $20 to watch that shit at home.
Yeah. Yep. It's, a movie like Endgame, Infinity War, Avatar.
You need to see that in a theater.
You need to see that in theater.
Unless
that
you have
needs to be a theatrical
fucking
release.
fire-ass home theater.
Yeah. But I mean, they would not release those purely on digital.
No.
There's just some movies that you
see in theater.
You got to have the blockbuster experience, right?
Yeah.
But I think Black Widow kind of teeters that line. It's like that thing where it's like, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing it in theater, but if I don't, I'm actually okay with that too. We'll see what happens. But Disney will be fine. Bob Iger's back. It does suck. A lot of people are losing a lot of money right now. But you know what? It actually could be good for the consumer, because at the end of the day, we're going to have more options.
It's true. More options are better.
Yep.